of YouTube. My name's Tom. I am the co-founder of Sneez.io and welcome to a brand new video series. And it should, in theory, or I'm setting out for this video series to be like none other that you've ever watched. And that is because we're going to go on a journey. We're going to embrace a challenge to grow an e-commerce store with zero boundaries. So I'm going to let you into everything that we do here at sTitch Leggings. And so in this introductory video, I'm going to explain sort of who I am. Some people may know me, some people may not. I'm going to explain what sTitch Leggings is and the origin behind this e-commerce store that you see on the screen. And then finally, I'm going to explain exactly why we are doing this and also give a nod to our sponsors, Sneez.io, the SaaS company that I'm also running at this very point. So let's jump into that. First of all, who am I? Now, I'm going to put a link below to my personal site, which sort of outlines a little bit about what I've been doing for the past 4 years, but I'll give you like the very high-level view here. Basically, I'm from England. I went to study chemistry at Imperial College in London, and then I graduated in 2011, so 6 years ago, and I spent 3 years working in the corporate world for Ernst & Young and Accenture, and never really gave a shit about what I was doing. So 4 years ago, I just realized I had to leave, after, very interestingly, starting this e-commerce store. So this e-commerce store has like been pivotal for the journey, and in that 4-year journey I've done many other things. I've built and sold an online marketplace. I've started probably 10 different online ventures, most of which have failed. Now I'm building Sneez and also still running the e-commerce store. But let me, actually I'll talk about the e-commerce store in a second. I'll introduce myself. So basically this 4-year journey, I spent pretty much all of my time working out how to sell things online. I'll build cash producing systems. And so it's really led me up to this point, and now we're building this SaaS tool called Sneez, but there's been all these other sort of businesses since then, the most notable of which, as I mentioned, is Virtual Valley, as an online marketplace connecting entrepreneurs and Filipino virtual assistants that I sold at the end of last year, or sold 90% of at the end of last year, because we started working on this project Sneez. So that's really me. I guess I'm driven by learning. I really like helping people. I really like selling things on the internet. I'm fascinated by how the internet is changing us as people and the world, and how I spent a year building that online marketplace where I was traveling around the world, working from just co-working spaces, working from the beach. So that's really me, and that's what drives me. Let me quickly give an explanation to this e-commerce store you see on the screen. Now, it's very, very close to my heart, this business, because it was actually the very first entrepreneurial thing that we ever did. So I'll quickly explain the origin. Basically, in October of 2012, me and my good friend Luke, who is the Luke here you see on the screen, were on a bus on the way back from a party in East London. And as a joke, one of us said to the other that we should have a market stall on Brick Lane Market, it's a trendy market in East London, to sell male leggings. And the reason for this was, at the party, we saw a guy wearing leggings, we thought he looked cool. We always liked wearing skinny jeans. And probably more importantly, we always went to that market every Sunday to try and speak to the pretty girls, but never actually got to speak to the pretty girls. And we thought if we had a market stall selling male leggings, we would be able to speak to the pretty girls. So the very next Sunday, we actually did something about this, which is, most people have those ideas and never do anything, but the following Sunday we had a market stall on Brick Lane with 18 pairs of female leggings that we bought from eBay and then drew on our little male logo. It's actually the logo I have tattooed on my back at the moment. Maybe I'll show you that at a later date. And so let me quickly show you what the logo looks like so you have an idea of what we actually did. It's this, I'll wait for it to load. This triangle here. So we drew that triangle onto leggings like this, onto female leggings, and then took them to Brick Lane Market. Guess how many we sold on the 22nd of December 2012? You're right, a total of 0. I don't think we spoke to any pretty girls either, but we had a good time. And a couple of months later, so it was March 2013, we set up our e-commerce store, not on Shopify, on some other rubbish platform. And it was around that time, or a couple of months later, that we sold our first pet to somebody that we didn't know. And this was pivotal for me because that feeling of helping someone and getting paid for it, completely virtual without even meeting them, it was amazing. And so that set me off on that 4-year journey that's taken me around the world, sold marketplaces, done loads of crazy stuff. But this store has remained ever present in this journey. Like we sort of outsourced and systemized it, so none of us, people spend like me and the two other co-founders spend like a couple of hours per week, and it has done okay over the past 4 years, but now we're trying to grow it, and that's actually part of the reason why we're doing these videos. So that's the origin of sTitch. I'll give a very brief overview. We sell leggings for men. We have about 20 different designs that you can see here. We went on Dragon's Den. We can watch a little bit of that, or maybe I'm not going to watch that. We can. I'll link to that below. And so we have, I think, 21 different designs. All the leggings are made in Shanghai, and they're shipped over to a distribution center in the south of England who do all the shipping. And we have a manager called Renalyn, who's based in the Philippines, who does pretty much everything. Customer service, marketing support, admin. So she pretty much manages the business, and we just do small little things. So that's me. That's sTitch Leggings. Let's quickly have a look at some numbers, actually. So we first joined Shopify in January, or I think it was February of last year. And so you can see that we haven't ever been making that much. I think if we go to let's go to 1 year of last year and see how much we made. So we're kind of being lazy about it. So okay, in November of last year we made nearly $3 grand. That was with no ad spend probably. So we probably did okay in that month, just from organic social media, influencers, and our email list. However, as we started this year, you can see that we as a team have made more effort. So we've been making, I don't think January was very good, but March was our best month of all time. Let's go to March. And so you can see that I've been investing a little bit more time into the business, or we've been investing more time into the business. We've been learning how to learning Facebook paid acquisition, and learning lots about running and building an e-commerce store. So that was a 5K month. In April, we are heading for, / are on target for, just about on target for, a 10K month. And so really the goal, and this is probably ludicrous, but is to grow sTitch Leggings to 100K per month. And that's the reason for these videos. So we're getting on to the third and final topic of this video, is why we're actually doing this. We're doing it because I think it's very valuable to share a real kind of business story. There are many, if you've been in any of the Shopify Facebook groups, you'll see people posting their screenshots showing how much cash they're making, linking to a paid course. And sometimes the paid courses are not necessarily about building a brand, a long-term sustainable brand. They're sometimes just about selling small $20 items that are for people to buy the grandmas, or mugs, novelty mugs for Valentine's Day, right? So for me, that's awesome, and I know people do that. I think it's really cool, but it isn't, for me, building a long-term sustainable brand that your customers connect with and your customers care about. And so that's what we're trying to do with sTitch. And I think that a journey from going, we can see how much money we made in February. I think February was a pretty rubbish month, but 3K to 5K last month, hopefully 10K in April, and then seeing how we can push that forward and hopefully get to 100K per month at some point in this year. And so this video, or this video series, is about that journey, and I'm going to try and share absolutely everything we go through. That's numbers, ad spend, how we work with our manager, how we work with our distribution center, how we find influencers on Instagram, absolutely everything. So that hopefully you can take a few little parts of that, implement those nuggets of wisdom into your own store, and hopefully grow your store as well. And at the same time, it's also really, really valuable for us to help a community, to grow a community of e-commerce stores, because it helps us understand what the problems are, what the frustrations are for e-commerce store owners. I am one, but it's good to get other people's input on that as well, as we build out our software tool, Sneez.io, which I mentioned is the official sponsor of this video series. So let's quickly summarize. I like to call myself an internet entrepreneur. I spent 4 years selling stuff online. This store was the first business I started, and now I'm also running a software company with it. sTitch Leggings was started because we wanted to talk to girls in the market. In March, we sold 5K worth of leggings. April, we'll probably sell 10K, and we're going to try and grow that, hopefully up to 100K. And why we're doing this? We're doing it because I want to give extremely valuable information to everybody watching, and you don't have to pay for a $1,000 course. And I want to learn from you guys about what you like and dislike, or what your challenges are with building a long-term sustainable brand, because we think our tool Sneez can really help you with that. So there's going to be no selling in this video series. It's just going to be me explaining what's happened in the last few days or the last week with Stitch and what we've learned. So hopefully you can learn stuff as well, and you can like smash your goals and grow your store up to 100K or even more than that by learning from these videos. So with that, I think it would be very rude of me not to mention our sponsor, and I quickly want to show you a magical thing that happens every day when we get new submissions. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what Sneez does. I'll link below to the homepage. You can get a free account. But what I am going to share, see, we help your Shopify customers bring you more. What I am going to share is the feeling. I'll try and communicate the feeling you get when you get what we call a submission. And so a submission is someone who's already purchased a pair of your leggings, creating an authentic branded piece of content for you and then submitting it back for you in exchange for a reward. So I just want to quickly share this one that came in today. So this was someone who does yoga, has purchased the tartan leggings and then has taken part in this post-purchase campaign set up by Sneez, and has tagged us and just produced this amazing piece of content. So like the feeling that you get when somebody is using the thing that you've sold them, and then they're happy and they're proud to share it with all their friends. Like you can see, not a massive influencer. Well, I don't know. Let's see how many followers this guy's got. Yeah, so 500 followers, not a massive influencer, but you can see they engage, or we have engaged, and it's an authentic piece of content that was produced by our awesome piece of software, Sneez. So we're going to be covering a lot more on that, on how you get your customers to do this, and what you do with that content when you have it in this video series. But remember, it's about you guys, so it's about how you can grow your store, and it's about how you can learn from what we learn as we grow our store as well. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to engaging with you over this video series, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening / afternoon. Thank you for watching.